Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we are in the early stages of making over the foyer of a house in New York. Here is some footage of the foyer while I introduce myself. If you're new here, hi, my name is Megan and I love thrifting, interior design, and DIY. So if you like that kind of thing, hit subscribe and the notification bell so that you get an alert when I drop new videos, which is usually on Saturday mornings. Okay, now that I've introduced myself, let me introduce you to the space that I'm working on. In a few of my thrifting videos, I have alluded to this foyer makeover and how I was working for a challenging client. Well, surprise, the challenging client is my boyfriend, Ed. He's challenging because he too loves interior design, so he has a lot of opinions about his home. The images you are seeing are the foyer in its current state. The foyer is about 6 feet by 6 feet and acts as an entryway, mudroom, and main thoroughfare for the house. Frankie, my boyfriend's cat, often uses it as his personal runway, skidding and sliding on the carpet. Don't let this photo fool you, he is a terror. Okay, so we are in the foyer, and this is essentially our before. This is the primary entry into the house. So it sees a lot of action because of that reason. And also it is a connector room. I know people say that the kitchen is the heart of the home, but I actually feel like this spot is more like the heart of the home because everything comes through here. So when you walk in the front, I'm standing in the front doorway now. To the left is the kitchen, the dining room, and then the like big TV room. And then here we're going to the second floor, going up the stairs to the bedrooms. And then off to the right is the wooden room. Right now, the foyer serves a lot of purposes. It's working as a sort of drop-off spot. You know, when you're coming in from outside, you often have mail and you have groceries and you have like stuff from the car. In our case, you can see we have a lot of mail. We have some like stuff for Coco. We have like, you know, things that should probably be put into a cabinet or something, but they're here. They've been dropped off here. We have Coco's leashes, some of Coco's toys. We have like hats and gloves and stuff. We have a lot of mail. And then we have like jackets and bags, you know, from the grocery store, hats, some outdoor gear. Sometimes umbrellas are here. So it's a huge drop zone for all the stuff that you would take with you when you're going outside, especially for colder months, or in this case with the hats, maybe like when we're going to fleas and stuff like that. But this should have a place. Maybe it's this place. Maybe we're going to utilize the closet, but I think the closet is kind of full, which is why we're seeing this sort of overflow of stuff. So that may be a part of this project or its own project. We need a place for shoe storage. You can see we're lining up our shoes here. I think there's some shoes in the closet. And they're just kind of hanging out. We'd like to put them away. In general, I think this space would benefit from some reorganization and some storage. So goals for this space. We would like to have these shoes in some kind of storage cabinet here. So we're thinking of building one because we haven't been able to find one. You know, those IKEA storage units, the little shoe cabinets that go into the wall, they're all a little too long for this space. They come out too far into the wall here, but they are deep enough. So we think we're going to have to build something there to contain all these shoes. We also like a last looks check right here. So we're thinking like some kind of big mirror. I think we have one somewhere in the house already, so putting it there. What else do we want? I'm thinking, what are you thinking? What do we need? We need somewhere to put Coco's things. Coco has a lot of things. She's an Italian Greyhound, and they need clothes. She has little booties. She has sunblock. She has like a water bottle. It'd be nice to store those somewhere. So maybe this shoe cabinet can also store some of her things. We definitely need somewhere to put the mail and other things like umbrellas and things that you want close to the door for grabbing really quickly when you leave. But definitely somewhere to put all the paper products that come in so that we have a system that's better than this and they can go like right into recycling. I think we'd still like to keep some kind of hook situation so that we have some storage for the things that we're using every single day. A request that Ed has is a place to sit so he can put on his shoes. So we're thinking like a stool or an ottoman or something here. I think that might be, and a new rug for the space. This is an old one and he'd like a different one. Washable because it's a high traffic area. Okay, let's recap. Right now, the foyer is messier and more disorganized than Ed would like, primarily because he doesn't have the storage he needs in this space. So one of our primary goals in this foyer makeover is to create more storage. What is that saying? A place for everything and everything in its place? Yeah, we need that. This is a shoes-off home, which means sneakers, sandals, and boots collect on the floor, which isn't the desired look. So we're going to buy or build storage for them to live in. Ed would also like a place to sit when he puts on his shoes, so we'll be looking for a stool or a small ottoman, ideally one with storage. We have a hook rail, but it's in need of repair and a revamp, so put that on the list. We also need to create a system for all of the stuff that comes in and out of the house on a regular or semi-regular basis, stuff like keys, mail, umbrellas, canvas grocery bags, and Coco's accessories. All of these new and improved organizational systems will improve the functionality of the space. Now for the pretty bits. Ed would like a mirror in the space so he can get his last looks in before heading out for the day. He plans on replacing the door, so he's open to painting it. He loves a carpet in the entryway, but wants one that is more pet-friendly and better suited to a high-traffic area, so we'll be replacing that one that currently lives in the foyer. We'd like to replace the current light fixture with a vintage flush mount light or something with more character. He would also like art and texture in the space. The foyer is an entryway to the entire house, so he wants it to set the tone and style for the rest of the home. The elements and style of this space will echo in the other parts of the home. Okay, let's talk about Ed's aesthetic. He's drawn to a lot of different styles, but it seems to be a mashup of light academia meets mid-century modern Japandi. Let's identify some of the elements of each style so that you know what I'm talking about and what we're going for in this room design. First up, light academia. Think Harry Potter at Hogwarts, but with light walls. It's soft library vibes. This style is an elegant maximalism using creamy and muted colors found in nature. It romanticizes old world elements. When it comes to furniture, they will be antique, maybe family heirlooms. The woods will be dark and light, and they will look naturally aged. They'll be distressed from years of use. Since light academia showcases items from the past, the light fixtures will be antique or vintage. Overhead lights include crystal and brass chandeliers. This style also uses art lights and reading lamps, which bring in the idea of a soft library or an office, a peaceful place to study in. Accessories and decor are collected, textured, and layered. Books, marble busts, gilded frames, brass candlestick holders, and tapestries. The art consists of the Romantic Impressionist style, so moody oil paintings, floral still lifes, scenes of nature, and portraits. The use of patterns is centered on florals of various shapes and sizes, as well as tartans. The colors are muted, nothing too bold, and nothing too kitschy. Ed's second style is mid-century modern. MCM is known for clean lines and minimalism in design. With this style, we saw the creation of plywood chairs, metal frames, and the use of materials like fiberglass, wood veneers, plastic, and vinyl in the furniture making process. When it comes to furniture, you're going to see funky chairs like the Eames chair, tulip chair, wishbone chair, and egg chair. Think lots of geometric shapes and boxy angles. Credenzas and dressers will have straight lines, very little embellishment, and use peg legs or hairpin legs. Woods are going to be light in color. Popular MCM colors include browns, oranges, avocado and olive green, teal, and sapphire blue. In the mid-century, they loved a good bar cart, plant stands, and geometric wallpaper, colored glass, wooden candlestick holders, and an ashtray with character. For lighting, you're going to see artistic sculptural lamps and shapely lights like the Sputnik. They were really playing with the architecture and form of lights during this time. Last but not least is Japandi, which is a mashup of Japanese and Scandinavian interior design. The focus here is to create tranquil, minimalist, and functional interiors. Japandi is about simplicity, natural elements, comfort, and sustainability. It uses neutral colors, high quality and natural materials, and an emphasis on greenery and nature. Natural materials include linen, wood, stone, paper, cotton, and rattan. The color palette is neutral whites, beiges, taupes, and creams, with an emphasis on darker and earthy tones like brown and green. Japandi furniture has multiple purposes, clean lines, and uses light-colored wood. Accessories include books and ceramics. For lighting, there is an emphasis on natural light, paper lamps, and paper lantern chandeliers. After going over these three styles, you probably noticed the differences. I hope that you can see that there is some overlap in these styles, like the use of neutrals, muted and lighter colors, wood, references to nature, clean lines, and texture. Which brings me to our foyer mood board. Here we have a general design for the foyer. Let's talk through it together so you can see how we got here. Since wood paneling features so heavily in the foyer and the adjoining room, I used it as the backdrop for the mood board. For the last few months, Ed and I have been collecting images on a shared Pinterest board. Ed said he loved everything about this image: the mood, the colors, the feeling, the texture, and the bench. Since he had such a positive response to this image, I wanted to make sure it was on the board. Keeping that image in mind, I pulled out some creamy grayish colors to put on the board since we're going to paint the walls and probably the inside of the front door. A creamy gray beige color is in the light academia meets mid-century modern Japandi color palette and will hide some of the smudges and scuff and stuff that comes with such a high traffic area. We also selected a printed area rug that has some similar tones to the image: blues, peaches, creams, and browns. For functionality, I've added a shoe storage cabinet, vintage hooks, an umbrella stand, and a textured round ottoman with storage. I've replaced the overhead light with a warm textured flush mount made of linen and brass. I've also brought in a baby lamp to sit on top of the shoe storage cabinet. It will provide ambient and task lighting. I've also added a vintage stone ashtray to serve as a catch-all for keys and other doodads. Above the shoe storage cabinet, we'll hang a round mirror to add curves to this very boxy space. We'll replace the light switch with something more vintage and cool looking. We'll also incorporate art and other objects that Ed already owns, as well as a plant or a vase with greenery to bring more nature into this space. While a kick plate is on the mood board, I'm not sure if we'll actually add this. Ed doesn't want to invest too much in a door he plans to replace, but I like how the brass on the kick plate connects to the brass on the light switch and the new flush mount light fixture. So now that you've seen the foyer, I've laid out the needs and wants of the space. I've shown you the mashup of styles that is Ed's light academia, MCM, and Japandi, and you've seen the mood board. What do you think? If you made it this far, thanks for watching, and that about does it for part 1 of the foyer makeover. Next time, we're going to go pick out paint colors, build or buy the shoe storage cabinet, and shop for items for the space. We've been on Facebook Marketplace and thrifting a lot in the hopes that we can find some of the things we need secondhand. Stay tuned for part 2. Bye.